Good morning. It is the 11th day of 11th. No, it is actually the 7th day of April 2026.
Unasukuma mwaka sana ndugu.
It is the 7th day of April 2026. So yeah, that holiday has been long, eh?
I know, right?
It has been long to some point that you even forget what day it is. I'm Dennis Aseto. Karibuni sana to Kenya's biggest conversation. This is SpiceFM. Kenya's biggest conversation starts right now. And in studio with me today, tuko na Kevin Osido. Kevin, habari yako?
Salama.
How have you been?
Not bad.
How was Easter?
Easter was all right. A moment to just cool off. Expect new beginnings.
Yes.
In the wake of the resurrection of Christ Jesus. For
He's
those who
risen.
believe He's risen.
Uh-huh.
And just to ponder about the future in terms of state of the nation, how difficult the economy is in the midst of rains that are, coming up every day.
Let me tell you.
And
talk
we
about.
hope that agriculture will work and that food will be available.
I hear you and I see where you just gone.
I repeat
see
it.
where you've gone. I see where you've gone. I see where you've gone. But let's salamia everybody in who's here today. Evelyn, looking mighty nice. Good morning to you. The guys from the back end who always make sure that everything runs well. So we have JB on the other side. We have Mutanu. We have Melvin. Everybody. We have Derek in the house. Guys from Radio Maisha. We have Teddy as well. Those are just everybody who makes sure that we look good, that everything goes according to plan, and that we have a show at the end of the day. As well as everybody who's tuning in, remember that all our socials are live, so that is on Facebook. Talk about Twitter. We are on Instagram, on YouTube, places where you can find us, as well as on your terrestrial, as well as on KTN. You can find us in all these mediums to ensure that we're able to have these conversations. Remember, right here on Kenya's biggest conversation, it is exactly that. It is us having conversations, and real one for that matter. On the hot seat this morning, we shall be having some conversations. Let me just tell you the conversations that we will be having today, this morning. So at 7 a.m., we will be having a political analyst, Arnold Maliba, and Joshua Kiptor, who is the advocate of the High Court. And we'll be talking about the Game Plan 2027, Fight for DP Slot. ODM says that they have the numbers. They deserve the position of to be DP. Meanwhile, UDA says DP position, yeah? Yet we've seen the likes of Minji Minji, that would be Kirinyaga governor, saying that she's going to fight for it within UDA together with the professor. Professor
Kithure
saying
Kindiki.
Kithure Kindiki as well says, kapo na Asongi. Interesting days,
The
right?
youth leader saying tunataka power.
Tunataka power.
And that power is in the DP
Is
slot.
in the DP slot. That they have numbers, Interesting to see how that will go. So we'll be having the two individuals, Arnold Maliba and Joshua Kiptor, to take us through that. And then at 8 a.m., we'll be having a discussion on the future of ODM. The future of ODM. This one would ask, what happened to ODM after Raila Odinga passed on? Philip Etale is the Director of Communications, ODM Party, and Majimbo Kalasinga is MP Kabushai. And here we're talking about the future of ODM. Where does ODM see itself in the future, especially now when they are in a broad-based government? Is the ODM that Kenyans are used to? Is ODM the ODM that Raila Odinga, may he rest in peace, built for over 2 decades, over 20 years of building ODM? That conversation at 8 a.m. And finally, to close up things, will be the true cost and impact of the animal orphanage move. There is plan to relocate the animal orphanage in Nairobi. And you look at what KWS saying that the space that the orphanage lies on is small, so they need to expand it. They need to put up an animal hospital that will enable them deal in terms of evacuation of animals and all that. And the space where the orphanage is today is small, so they need to do that. On the other side, environmentalists are up in arms saying, hapana, tunajua munataka orphanage kuweka car park. Munataka kuweka car park kwa orphanage. So it's a conversation for us to have. And Professor Karanja Njoroge, who is the board member, Friends of Karura Forest Association, will be taking us through that conversation, the true cost and impact of the animal orphanage move. All that on Kenya's biggest conversation. Interesting times, right? Interesting times.
Oh, sure.
But before we proceed, I just want to take you through the proverb this week and tell you where we are. This week, the proverb comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo. One would say ni majirani. Tuko majirani too. And you look at the Democratic Republic of Congo and you ask yourself the question, a beautiful country, beautiful people, a country that is known for its music, it's known for its rich history, its resources underneath. But one would pause and look at why is it that the country has not taken off, being that it has resources that they do need for them to be players pretty much in the world market. But one would say politics, if you don't get it right, iko shida. So the Democratic Republic of Congo, located in Central Africa, is the continent's second largest country by area and a major source of global minerals like cobalt and coltan. So you talk about cobalt and coltan. These are resources that are used for the manufacture of batteries, lithium-ion batteries, right?
Yeah.
You think about it, you think solar energy, you think electric vehicles. And you think of what those things are doing in the world today, because everyone is going green, everyone is going clean energy. And if you are the largest producers of these, why is it that there is no manufacturing plant in the Democratic Republic of Congo? Why are they not having 100% of what it is they have underneath? Plus, it is said that in terms of the black gold underneath Congo has not even yet been touched. So it's a beautiful, rich country.
Very rich.
But a lot needs to be done. So East Africa Community, African Union, what's your role in building Congo, right?
And the global community. Right?
Yeah, because they've really taken a lot from Congo, man. About time that we had the tough discussion about Congo.
Sure.
So let's go to the proverb. So, the lizard had the tree in mind before challenging the dog to a fight.
Wow.
The lizard had the tree in mind before challenging the dog to a fight. How would you interpret it?
So I see expertise and capacity. The lizard knows very well that the tree is its gateway to survival and security, and that is really the environment where it does very well. The dog might have challenges climbing a tree, and that in the event that the lizard challenges the dog to a fight, and the fight becomes too much for the lizard, it would probably run up the stairs to the tree. So it gives me an opportunity, therefore, to indicate that if you are qualified in something, do it to your level best. And that you do it to a level where you probably become impossible to challenge.
Yeah.
Because that is your capacity, it is your forte, it is what you know how to do. And that if anything happens, you really run to that corner and say, this is what I can be able to do. And it reminds me of the challenges we have in this country, especially given our energy sector. We expect that technicians and experts would be able to provide space.
Donated experts, eh?
Donated experts would be able to give Kenyans the best in the energy sector, particularly in the wake of the conversations around oil prices and the war between...
The Strait of Hormuz.
Yes, exactly. So if you know that you are good at something, do it. Like Martin Luther King Jr., the Reverend said, may God rest his soul in peace. If you know how to sweep the street, sweep it properly until... you become unchallenged. If you can crawl, you can run, because that is what you know how to do. Do it to your best.
Do it to your best.
Yeah.
I look at a situation where, so you look at the lizard, right? And the dog. The lizard is coming into this fight. Like, you know what? I'm going to fight you, right? Nakuja mzima mzima. But whichever the case, when it gets too hot, I know my escaping plan.
Exactly.
And the tree is where I'm going to go. Because I can climb the tree better than the dog, which cannot climb a tree. So it is getting into situation, mzima mzima, right, with the intention of winning whatever battle you're in.
Yes.
But knowing very well that in the event that you do not achieve that which you wanted, you have a fallback plan.
Exactly.
You have a new strategy on how you will still win the fight. Because at that point, you know, but when I see you come with your arsenal, I will climb the tree and I will still have one. So you apply that in our lives today. So here we are saying, I will use an example of tukokadi. You know, tuko wazima, right? Tuko wazima, tunajua tuko na kadi. And we know that at the end of the day, we are going to vote, right? But what conversations are we having, right? So that if the other side has more resources, the other side is coming in with state machinery and everything. If I'm just going to use that example, right? Which tree are we climbing?
Yes.
So that at the end of the day, we win this fight.
Exactly.
Something to ponder about, right?
Kukadi.
I just had to drop that in there. So we look at the dailies, yeah? So we look at the Kenya's bold newspaper. Kwanza tatujasalimia watu. Where are my manners? Where are my manners? Where are my manners? So let me just say good morning to those who are listening in. So we have Carrier Peter. Good morning from Mombasa. Something you have to get knocked down lower than you have ever been to, stand back up taller than you ever were. And I'm Dula Omar. Morning Ndu. Ndu is not in actually. Ndu is on a break. Amechukua leave, ameenda kupumzika kidogo, but she is all good. And she is in Addis. So if you want to get to Ndu, yuko Addis. So those who are in Addis and listening in, tafuteni Ndu hapo kwa airport. Mtapatana na yeye. So Robert Mbogo, good morning from Mombasa. Faith Mutisio, hello, good morning from Vihiga, Virginia, actually, missing home and wanting to stay updated. Kabisa, Faith Muisio, that's why we are here to ensure that you are updated. Baba, 3 girls. Good morning, Team Spice. Scandal after scandal, what next? That's the question. When will it come to an end? And Jimmy Munuthi, good morning, Spice family. We are fast spiraling downwards. Kenyans being killed for land rights. Who does this? Fuel get crises and political babos. Is this the real mess just beginning? That's the question. And Michael Angio, that is a morning Ndu is not in, but amepokea salamu. Aseto and the team bring us the scandal-filled headlines to shout, well, you know what? It's not really a scandal-filled. It is just what it is. Saying it like it is. Come on, the scandal is scandal. Yes. And yes, yeah. Jimmy Munuth, good morning, Spice family. We are fast spiraling. Yes, I went through that. And Hita Daniel, good morning from Atiak, Uganda. Dr. Venve, good morning. Kwani hii Easter imeisha hivyo tu. Imagine imeisha hivyo tu. But don't worry. 1st of May is a holiday, May Day. That is a Labor Day as well. So looking forward to that. Dr. Venve, good morning. Liumi, bonjour. I recall asking here a couple of weeks back how much oil reserve does Kenya have. I posed that question again today. Now post EPRA KPC fiasco where karibuni Coachella, California. Asante sana. And this is a question we actually asked engineer here from the Petroleum Association of Kenya, and they said Kenya doesn't have enough reserves. We have enough until the end of April, but after that we do not have the way forward. And now couple that with what we see happening in the country today. Hey, inakaa tuko pabaya. Inakaa tuko pabaya sana.
We need solutions.
Yeah, we need solutions. Benito Ogema, good morning. As Situation Room team, always lovely to connect, always happy to have you here. And Omi Dekaxton, wewe ya Migori 11th. Okay, hiyo sijui nimemaanisha nini, but anyway, tumekusikia. Caroline Nyambura, good morning everyone. Nawapenda sana, wishing you a blessed day ahead. Tunakupenda here. And Rashid, hello Team Spice, tuned as usual from Kisumu, Nyahera, Dago, Chiro. Rashid Huma, I've seen you, Aseto and Kevin, back with a lot of energizer. Kotchwe Maratari, kunanyesha sana. Leo pia Nairobi kumenyesha sana. But I can't say the same for people of Rongai and people from Utawala. Hawajaona mvua leo, but sisi tumeona mvua. Iko shida mahali. Dolly, good morning Spice team. And Mark Mwangi, good morning. Osidanda said good morning to you. Been a minute. Someone has enough material for Kenya crime thriller. We have more than the Epstein files. Aseto, you are on the 11th inauguration next year. Let's see how that goes. Right? So we have Baba 3 girls. Huyu sasa akatazwe orphanage tena wa national heritage. You know what? it is what it is. It is where we find ourselves as a country. Let's see how that turns out to be. But we are here for that. We have Tuflani, happy new week all. Nasalamia watoto wote wa Mungu, tumesalimika sana. Na watoto wa shetani wajue tuko nini, tuko kadi. Tumekusikia mtu fulani choma kabisa. Red Fairy, good morning Aseto and Osido. Aseto, your sweater is nice. Yes, my sweater, my sweater is.
It's looking dope.
Asante sana. You know what? My mom has good taste. But my mom has good taste. But do you say? Mama Aseto, Mama Nelly. Mapenzi tele.
Well done.
Yeah, young Jedi. Good morning, Deno Osido. Welcome to Monday. Yes, to Monday, because today is the first day of the week, but it's the Tuesday. Good morning, and Jumbo. Who spilled the oil during Easter? Precious Gondi. Tutakwambia. Christina, good morning. Good morning to you. Uko aje, Christina? How are things in the Middle East? Uko salama? Happy to have you here this morning. Erika Ward, good morning, guys. Where is Nyarkingi? Nyarkingi ako Ethiopia. Anaelekea wapi? Anaelekea kwa king mwenyewe. So, we usually call her princess. She's going back home. She's going to have one-on-one with her roots as well. We have Erica Ward, good morning. Madly African, good morning, folks. Hope you all had a good Easter. I did have a good Easter. Osido?
Yes, I did.
Evelyn, you had a good Easter? Yes, we've confirmed everybody had a good Easter, hoping that you as well, Madly African, had a good Easter. And Robert Maina, good morning. Tim Spice, Candles Kenya as usual, one would say. Mwaka Piela Luhimbo. I hope I've not butchered your name. Good morning. Good morning, Aseto and company. How much tumetenga? Tumetenga how much, by the way, so far? Tumetenga, tutatenga, tumeweka.
Tuko na mipango,
tutahakikisha.
Tumeweka.
Thomas Osoro, good morning, guys, and good to see you. Good to have you here as well. Good day to you too. Good morning, beautiful people. Stay safe, stay blessed. Tuko Kadi from Lenox. From Lenox Hill, Manhattan, New York. New Dawn, that is, and young Jedi. They know, Ebu, we appreciate one Kevin Kiarie. He brought a gold and silver home despite a sleeping sport CS. Yo, okay, sawa. Calvin Kiarie, we celebrate you for bringing the flag home. Not every time our athletes in the country do not get the accolades they do deserve. The other day I saw the GOAT himself, Kipchoge, in China, the way he was received. We need to do better with our athletes. We need to do better.
We are too preoccupied with other things.
We need to just pause and take care of our very own. Good morning from Vancouver, Washington. It's only in Kenya where a whistleblower becomes the exit strategy. Let's see how it rolls out. Shout out to Dago South. That is Andrew Washira from Vancouver. Ukwaje, baridi lipungua. I know you guys are getting into summer right now. How is it going? Nahashin Ngugi. Good morning, Princess Ndu. Ako wapi? Ako Ethiopia. Dennis Ndu asked Deno. So maybe I will ask who? I will ask Osida this morning. Yeah, that is from Nahashon Ngugi. What was going through your mind when you had to read 500 million allegedly disappeared?
Wow.
When you read about 500 million shillings disappeared because of some shadowy fuel saga, how does that make you feel?
That they sat in a corner and strategized and just made it disappear, but it's somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody knows where it is.
There you go, Nash and Gugi. Anyway, there is no honor among thieves. Love from AZ, that is Arizona. That is my Prince. Hey, Dennis and Kevin, I hope you had a good Easter. Yes, we did. And Vintage Oak Africa High all. And to everybody who's listening to us on terrestrial radio, you're listening to us on all our social media platforms. Tunasema asanteni sana for being here with us. Tunashukuru we are here because of you, and we're here to have conversations only on Spice. Tuangalie gazeti.
Kabisa.
Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard, on a Tuesday. Of course, he knew. Who?
Aseto, there is a photo there, so maybe he's the one.
So let's read it.
Yeah.
And it is the broad-based expert, one of them who was donated. Yes. Do we continue? Yes. A near catastrophic fuel shortage in late March exposed deep failures inside the Energy Ministry, with documents showing Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi was fully aware. Copies of every critical letters and meeting minutes from the onset of the crisis to the March 25th approval of substandard fuel were sent to him. He knew Gulf Energy's cargo failed Kenya's quality standards, yet backed an exception allowing higher sulfur, manganese and lower octane fuel into the market. He was also aware the inflated premium of $255 US per metric ton against the G2G's $84 US per metric ton would add 17 shillings and 49 cents per litre. Yet, despite pushing the country to the brink, he defiantly remains unmoved, perhaps hoping their stinking failure would just go away as Kenyans pay the price by moving on. The man knew.
Yeah.
He was part of communique.
Quite unfortunate, sad.
Let me ask.
The expert.
When I wanted to pose this question to ODM, this is your expert. You donated this expert to the government of Kenya. You have been going around the country pretty much telling the whole world that the experts that you donated have been delivering. They have been doing a stellar job. Today as ODM, what is your position when your expert is part and parcel of the problem that Kenya is staring at today? What action are you taking? What should we see?
We must see heads rolling. It is important that ODM, particularly given the kind of challenges it's having, it regains its public trust before citizens, and particularly given the kind of image that the late former Prime Minister, Joey, Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, gave to ODM as the party that fought for the people. So this is the moment we want to see the voice of the party.
So to just put this into context is the fact that this individual, this man, Opiyo Wandayi, was part and parcel of a communique that saw Kenya get fuel that is not up to par. Right? We've seen individuals who are already in court. They have resigned. And we even have information that they were actually forced to resign from the president's office. Right? There is that part. But we equally have the individual who gave the go-ahead because it went through his office. Why is he not in jail? Why hasn't he resigned? Why are we playing politics with Kenyans? You know why I say that? Because the fuel we're talking about is below par. It's not up to standard. So think about your vehicle. Your hard-earned money is into that vehicle. So today you fuel your vehicle with substandard fuel that goes to destroy your vehicle. Who will pay for that? But put that aside. Remember as well, today we're talking about climate change, right? So emissions into this into the air and everything, right? So we have substandard. That means whatever it is we're emitting into the atmosphere as well is not good for consumption. You know what I mean? It is not just about corruption, scandal. If you look at the bigger picture, it goes deeper than that.
It does, and especially for the sector. And it leaves us to wonder a lot, particularly given the terminology around expert, because you expect to be the person who really has the best kind of, understanding of what needs to happen. And then suddenly, poop, there it is.
I've concluded that the people who are in position of authority just don't care about Wananchi. It is about them, how they will make money and how they will cut corners.
And Aseto, when you push it even further into governance, you wonder who runs a ministry. Is it the cabinet secretary? Is it the principal secretary?
The buck stops with the CS,
what is the role
CS,
of the PS and the CS? Because the PS is the AI holder, the one who has authority to incur expenditure. But policy and critical decisions sit with the CS.
The buck stops with the CS.
The buck stops with the expert.
President William Ruto, heads must roll. Teachers cry foul over shark cover as Mwangangi defense package. Yes, so kuna hiyo pia yenye kwa hapo, teachers are crying foul. Remember, teachers had a problem with joining SHA because at the time they had a private supplier who was giving them insurance, but they were convinced that this was a better deal for them. It was superior to what it is they were getting. But today, teachers are saying, lo, ningelijua, andika insha. Alama dukuduku. 3 police officers attacked, injured by mob in Keses. So 3 officers were attacked by a group of people in Keses, Uasin Gishu County. According to Uasin Gishu County Police Commander Benjamin Mwanthi, the officers were assaulted by unidentified individuals while conducting routine duties. Keses is not far from where I went to in high school. So I went to high school in a place called Burnt Forest, Innocence High School, Keses. From the pitch, tumekuwa tunaona that dam, Keses Dam.
okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, also ladies from St. Catherine Cases. Those were like...
you had to say that, right?
I had to. Battle of Titans as students tackle societal issues at drama festival, right? So, one interesting thing about the drama this year is that there is a rule that has banned political messages into that. That is, if you remember last year, and Shackles of Doom, Shackles of Doom, right?
And Echoes of War.
And Echoes of War. I remember. Yeah. So there is a rule now that bans any political messaging through drama. And I hear there's a school actually that has been banned from playing that because they had a phrase in it, Singapore. Tuna enda where? Tuna enda Singapore.
Tuna enda. I think, Seto, I think that is too much.
Yeah.
It's, in my view, it shouldn't be that you take away innovation and creativity of our young ones, particularly if you look at the context of education system in Kenya, where you are talking about CBE, the competency-based education. Allow them to dream, allow them to innovate, allow them to do everything, because
and them to express themselves.
Every single day we see politicians on our podiums, you know, churches, everywhere, political rallies doing the same thing, and these kids are on social media. They are watching all these things. Why lock them out? Why keep them off? Allow them to express themselves. You
know what they're trying to do? Is trying to put petrol fire using water.
I know, right?
That's exactly what they're doing.
When they are stifling petrol.
Exactly. you know, so I look at a situation where whether you like it or not, these children are talking. These children know what is happening. You know, we're talking about high school kids. They know exactly what is happening. They're having these conversations in their living rooms among themselves.
And drama is art. It's satire. It basically gives you the kind of the picture of the society. So I mean, if it is Shackles of Doom, that's what.
If it's Echoes of War, it's exactly what it is.
That's what it is. The politicians are fighting every day.
I reckon a fact that someone sat down and decided to come up with that policy, that for me tells me that they know exactly where the pulse of the country is, and they just don't want people to talk about it.
No, it will not pay off at all. And banning a school really is too much of a punishment, especially for people who've been preparing. You know what it takes to really put together a drama or a skit and just present it for national, competition. It's such a hard work. I belong to a BOM of a school, and I'm so interested in this school, because they're always topping for primary. And when you see them, doing their rehearsals, it's a lot of work, Dennis. So why do you want to get people to the nationals and then you just shut them off? I think it's too much punishment. The ministry needs to reconsider.
It's not punishment. I think the ministry or the government is afraid of the truth. Is afraid of the truth.
The truth shall set you free. Yeah.
But anyway, so village reels after 2 men take their lives in land sale tragedies. So Mambo na Shamba in Kenya continues to be a problem as well. But we go further to page 4 and 5 of Kenya's Bold newspaper. Now, how Gulf Energy failure to deliver fuel forced Kenya into costly deal. So there is a twist to this. How the Gulf Energy failure to deliver fuel forced Kenya into costly deal. So are we talking about the G2G? So linked documents trace missed deliveries, emergency contracts, and quality waivers. Despite triggering near crisis, Gulf Energy faces no penalties and remains in the next import cycle.
But there's a politician who was trying to help Kenyans understand who is Gulf Energy and who owns that enterprise. We must push for some of these, answers.
Osido.
Yes, please.
Niko na swali.
Uliza.
Will G2G scheme will G2G scheme keep fuel prices down?
We hope so.
Tell you what. There is a documentary that I was watching over the weekend, right?
Yes.
In terms of access to fuel, because Strait of Hormuz produces close to, is it 20% of world fuel? And now everyone is jostling to get fuel. As we talk about right now, so there's something that is happening in the continent. So we talk about Nigeria and Aliko Dangote's refinery. And Nigeria, I think if I'm not wrong, you can correct me, but has banned importation of fuel because they are saying we can refine it ourselves, and because there's crisis in Nigeria today on fuel, yet they refine fuel and they mine fuel, right? So if that is the position where Nigeria is at, what are we doing about it? We do not have fuel. Ila Turkana tasijui tulifika wapi on it, you know. So now you look at everyone else now, fuel that is available in the market, it is the highest bidder who will get that resource. You know, is Kenya in a position to battle for this fuel with huge economies of the world? You know, we have to start thinking about it.
You know, when I heard about an expert in the energy sector, the energy ministry, actually, the first thing that came to my mind was Lake Turkana, basically Turkana, and the kind of deposits that were said to
be there.
To be there. And I was hoping that finally, voila, Kenya would be one of those countries that uses its expertise, prowess, and basically the deposits to change the regional economics. But I think I was totally wrong. When I meet the expert, because he comes from my county, I will ask him, what happened? What happened to Turkana?
Why have you not asked him until now? What's he doing?
No. Hajakuwa kwa ground. Amekuwa busy akifanya last mile.
Oh, yeah.
He's been
has he even been doing... may have just been seeing him campaign.
I don't know what he's doing, but I know that he's been doing the.
I think the expert is a political expert, not an energy and fuel expert.
What would happen if Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga was here?
Him? Siklabda bebe mzigo yake. Everyone to carry their own cross. You know.
Ananikumbusha akiwa prime minister aliambia president hapo kwa Ministry of Agriculture kuna maneno, so can you pack your bags and leave?
Yes. We share. And we saw individuals now going to higher education. I remember at the time.
Yeah, we need responses for fuel and energy sector.
Yeah. Haya, Abu, let's look at the Daily Nation. Tukianza kuongea kuhusu gazeti tutachoka tu, but yeah.
So the Daily Nation, here we have an interesting headline.
Yes.
Echoes of Silence. I think it's a similar story from the Standard.
Yes.
Casualty. So sources say a play by Moi High School Biruri has been knocked out for referencing Singapore.
Okay.
And so paranoid regime, there is a column there. School and college drama festival rules have been revised to impose a sweeping ban on political messaging in a development apparently responding to last year's controversy around the play Echoes of War by Butere Girls that authorities blocked, sparkling public outrage. Playwrights say the new directive barring what is described as political propaganda or ridicule of public officials is a suppression of freedom of expression and dampens creativity as this year's national competition opens today. As I remember, there's a time we hosted former Senator Kakamega,
Malala, yeah.
And he told us.
He's actually my lecturer, yes.
Yes, he told us, I am working on something.
Yes.
Probably this is what he was working on. But you can move forward to pages 4 and 5 of the same story.
Let me tell you, I say it again. This just goes to show of a regime or a political class that is afraid of being told the truth. But the Bible says,
Thou shalt know the truth,
because
the truth shall set you free.
Thank you.
But aren't they parents? Don't they have children? Where do their children walk around? Where do they play? Where do they sit when they're having their free time? Who do they engage with?
First of all, the children of
what kind of schools do they go to?
International. Right? So they go to international schools, first of all. And you look at individuals who do not even trust in the public in the public education system, yet they legislate and give budgets to the public education system. So they encourage their kids to participate in these roles in those international schools because it exposes them to universities outside the country. Anyway,
so up on page 4 and 5, you will see censorship. During the state concert at State House Nakuru last year, President Ruto hinted at stricter control of the content of items performed at the festival. So there is a long story there that also says that the new rule appears to have been introduced after last year's PACO, where a play Echoes of War by Butere Girls sparked controversy that sucked in the management of school, the courts and the executive and the public. The play was written by Cleophas Malala, the deputy party leader of the Democracy for the Citizens Party. At the time, President William Ruto hinted at stricter control of the content of items performed at the festival. And there's a quotation there. of the president while speaking at State House, Nakuru. There is more to celebrate as a country than negativity. As president, I will not allow this beautiful country to go down the drain because of leaders who want to satisfy their selfish agenda. I ask politicians to leave learners alone and take their politics elsewhere. We are ready for them in the political arena, the president said during the winners' state concert at State House, Nakuru.
Are learners citizens of the country?
With time, yes.
Okay, by birth they're citizens.
Yes.
Okay. So, are they under the Constitution have the right of expression?
Of course they do.
They do, right? So, and expression does not mean I have to clap for you, right?
Yes.
Expression means I can also call you out.
Yes.
Right? And these children who are citizens have that right.
You know, this matter went to the court and the court said, allow them to do what they want to do. I'm hoping that there's going to be a petitioner out there who is already heading to the courts today.
How many court orders have been disrespected?
For matters of national interest, I don't think that we need to even play. Otherwise, tutaenda kwa streets. Tuseme haki yetu, if it will pay off. But I think it is not right to really lock learners. Allow them to be creative, innovative. And just because they referenced Singapore, isn't that where we are being told that we are headed to?
Yeah, and journey to Singapore is not easy.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
The president himself said so.
Yeah.
Right? And if these children will actually speak out and even help you in getting to Singapore even faster, let them speak.
And because the president has also said that his people are not helping him to communicate effectively. So this is also a way of, bringing out the narrative around Singapore, what it means. Mine would be to allow the play, maybe edit and amend it in a few places where we think they are talking against these political, big heads, and allow the play to go on.
You said big heads.
Aren't they big heads?
Okay.
How many big wigs?
Big heads.
Okay, political big wigs. So page 5 again, you see UDA, ODM in fresh clash over zoning ahead of 2027 elections.
So that's a conversation we'll be having today, right?
Yeah, with Etale and Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Yeah, a big one. Page 6 and 7, we see a photo of Mheshimiwa Senator Edwin Sifuna speaking at Sarova Stanley during a Linda Mwananchi forum. And what this is about is rising political star Sifuna faces tough options in preparation for 2027 polls.
Yeah.
And there are those who believe that the Nairobi senator has what it takes to run for the top office thanks to Gen Z's support. And others say he is only relevant because of his association with the ODM party. You think it's true? The Gen Z bit, of course, the profile is very big.
It's very big, yeah.
Yeah, he's done very well.
I mean, question is, so Sifuna finds himself in a very difficult place because one would ask the question, what does he want? First of all, does he want to still maintain his position as senator? Does he want to run for governor? Because that has also been said as Nairobi governor. Or there are also those who say that he's ripe enough to run for the top office in the land, and with the Gen Z factor that is there. So what does he want? So what is the ground telling him? Or to play safe?
Second fiddle.
Yeah.
By being a running mate to somebody.
Yep. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Page 8, issues of Iran war effects. Africa's economies hit hard following disruption of oil and gas shipments in the Strait of Hormuz. Mbadi, we are pushing drive to e-mobility. So there is a story there around CS Mbadi, while the country maintains genuine macroeconomic strengths, underlying vulnerabilities limit the scope of policy response. So there's Edwin Mutai reporting that the U.S.-Israel war against Iran has pushed the government to accelerate the shift from reliance on fossil fuel powered vehicles to electric cars. Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi now says. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
Climate change, state of the environment, state of politics.
It so happens. You see the way the stars just align. We are in DR Congo today, right?
Yeah.
So then, for me, for Africa to find itself in a position where it is self-sustaining, we have to look within and find our own solutions to our own problems, right? Why do I say that? We have DRC who have resources to produce, have resources that go into production of batteries, right? Which are being used in mobility. So then question is, as a continent and knowing where we stand in terms of fuel, right? How are we moving around saying we have fuel in Libya, which has some of the finest fuel, right? So you look at Uganda as well has fuel.
Yes.
Kenya is exploring fuel. We have Nigeria exploring fuel. Are we able to just come up with a proper pipeline that would take all this? Because we already have Nigeria. Africa to have a pipeline that goes all the way to Nigeria, process that fuel and gets it back to our countries. We are able to do that. And that way Africa is self-sustaining and able to say, even while we are moving towards e-mobility, but we can still access fuel at an affordable price within the continent. And then we'll go further and even invest in production of batteries within the continent because we have the resources. So that when you talk about e-mobility, India today is actually installing batteries on existing vehicles. So they just changed the existing vehicles to e-mobility, to e-vehicles, you know, to EVs. Are we able to do that within the continent? Yes, we are able to. African Union, East Africa Community, think.
You know, I pray that when they meet our heads of states, who some of them are now installing their sons as vice presidents, that they would send you an invitation to come and give them some innovation around energy and e-mobility.
Tell you what, they know. They know what ought to be done.
But why aren't we doing it?
Because they're cutting corners, because they do not want... I keep saying that poverty is the currency. There is... I've come to a conclusion that leaders or those people who are in position of power do not want to see you, right, become self-sustaining. Because then... you would have no time going to these senseless rallies, Mondays to Fridays, you know, because we have something going on. You know, that when you're engaging with them, on the basis of, okay, fine, I made $1 million last year. I want to know policies that you're putting in place so that I'm able to make 2 million, 3 million moving forward, you know. But they would rather maintain the status quo, tax you to a pulp, you know, so that when they come and give you 500 bob, you know, you're like, yes, Mheshimiwa, karibu. We're not having discussions on how China is having millionaires every other new day, you know, because cost of doing business is good. Government is investing in individuals. If we find ourselves at a point where government is investing in its people, is investing in resources that we do have, then politics in the country will even change. Because tell you what, ati umekuja for a rally nikuje sikuji because I'm busy.
You know, at the county level there is this highly priced and profiled program called the County Aggregated Industrial Parks, the KIPES. And we had hoped that this would be, you know, a space for creation of ideas like Silicon Valley, Silicon Valley, Savannah, and many years down the line we wonder where those you know, KIPES are, whether they've been done. Lots of investment in terms of financial resources that was put in it. Counties were pushed to be able to allocate land. People were moved left, right, and center. But many years down the line, because if we were able to do it and allow young people to walk in and create their ideas, innovate and generate solutions, there is no reason as to why we could be probably doing things like Nyota, because we just link them. You know? You have this idea, we link you to what you're able to do.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, Dennis, you know that the politician thinks about the next election rather than the next generation.
Kenyans, umesikia sio mimi nimesema. They think about the next election and not the next generation. And
on the Daily Nation, the last page there is all eyes on Arteta. As Arsenal visit Lisbon, Madrid, host Bayern. Nothing to say, but we'll continue to hold our hearts like this.
You know, me, I'm gonna say it. Me, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Please say.
Over the weekend, I was hurt You know, because we could have done better against Southampton. We would have done better. I mean, we love the team, but they have to give us something, man.
Yeah.
You know, from forward to spicy. No, banana.
Give us something.
Give us something. Ateta, please talk to the boys. Let them believe that they can do this.
Because they can.
They can.
Yeah.
Yes, they can. Yeah. So, Trend Business Daily. How 3 insurers collapsed with 3.4 billion shillings clients' claims. So we're talking about Trident, Cusco, corporate insurance, and the statutory management amount owed to 20,852 policy holders. So we're talking about 3.4 billion shillings that is lost, you know, and let's see how that goes. And boon for electric vehicles dealers as state orders 600 units. So the state has ordered 600 units. And inside Kenya Airways high stakes turnaround, what the Kiprono Kitonyi led board can learn from successful airlines turnarounds such as SAA, Virgin Australia, and LATAM. I think is in Brazil, if I'm not wrong. And 3 insurers collapsed with 3.4 billion shillings. So a lot on the daily business daily. And counties win as tribunal blocks VAT on source revenue. So that would mean that what the counties have is what they get to spend and get to invest. But one would say, even as they win, the court speaks highly of them. Let them use these funds prudently and let us see where this money is going. It is exactly 7 a.m. on Kenya's biggest conversation. Lea Ubaga is next with the news. We come back with the conversations from 7 a.m. Good morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.